What's up, guys? These are my first thoughts on WrestleQuest. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you can please like the video, share it with anyone who you think is going to be interested in this game, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Now, without further ado, let me get in to what my first 10 hours of gameplay have been like with WrestleQuest. Now, I will say, guys, I am playing this on the PlayStation 5, but you can play it on your PS4, Switch, Xbox, PC, Steam. It's basically everywhere, okay? So one of the first things I think you should ask yourself, guys, is have you ever been a fan of professional wrestling? Be it WWE, WWF, WCW, 80s, 90s era in particular. If you have been, you're going to enjoy this game right off the bat because there's plenty of love to go around. There's a lot of awesome stuff to see here. I don't want to get into details. I don't want to give spoilers because this is something you guys need to experience for yourself if you liked professional wrestling in any way, shape, or form. Now, next question is, do you like RPGs? Do you like 2D RPGs? This is a very good looking game. Graphics are very nice. The animations are cool. This game graphically reminds me of like peak Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, 2D RPGs, but with an HD look, kind of like we've seen with some of the modern day RPGs, like Octopath Traveler maybe is a game that comes to mind, maybe Triangle Strategy, but it's very nice, lush, beautiful 2D HD graphic. Right off the bat, if you guys like wrestling or you like RPGs and you're still with me, you're going to absolutely love this game, guys. I want to kind of start it off and tell you what I've enjoyed so far. And I will say that 10 hours into the game, I haven't found really much that I don't enjoy. I have a pros and cons list that I'm going to read off to you. I only have one con so far. Now, I'm also filling out a lot more other stuff so I can give you guys my full review once I beat the game. But this is just my first thoughts after spending 10 hours with the game. So here are some of my pros. I think the combat is very intuitive. So there's a taunt command in the game, and it's really cool because what the taunt does is it builds your hype meter, and it's very reminiscent of how you would perform essentially the same action in games like WWF, No Mercy, WCW versus NWO Revenge on the Nintendo 64, where if you did a taunt, it would leave you vulnerable to an attack. So you have to be careful when you use it, but it would build your hype meter. And it's funny because this is an RPG, but it employs essentially the same tactics. So in the game, if you taunt during a fight and you get attacked, you take an extra 25% damage. So you have to be pretty strategic about when you are going to taunt, but building the hype meter full will allow you to perform a signature move, which of course is the draw to using your taunt and building your hype meter. So one thing that's interesting is you never kill your opponents in the game. The battle system acts in the same way that a real wrestling match would act. So once you've damaged and fatigued your opponent enough, you can try to pin your opponent. If you fail the pin, your enemy will kick out and recover some HP, just like it would be in No Mercy. So all actions have active timing functionality, sort of like Super Mario RPG, where you press the attack button and right before Mario jumps on top of an enemy's head, you can perform a double jump if you press the attack button right before you hit their head. So that's one thing you're going to see all throughout this game. That's one thing that keeps the fights super interesting. Another pro that I have, guys, is the characters. One of the earliest characters you are introduced to in the game is named Brink Logan, which very clearly speaks like and resembles Bret the Hitman Hart. He actually has a nickname in the game, which is the Expert of Execution, which of course is akin to the Excellence of Execution, which was Bret Hart's one of his nicknames or one of his mottos, however you want to say it. Even that, like, your main character in the game is basically Macho Man Randy Savage, or a guy who absolutely idolizes the Macho Man Randy Savage, and it's really funny. And his name is Randy Santos, and that's the first character that you control in the game. But you control multiple characters. Again, I'm only 10 hours in. I've had, I think, about 5 different characters join my party, but I know as the game progresses, I gotta believe I'm going to be introduced to more characters and more professional wrestlers. Now, from what I read on the game's website, there's going to be like over 30 retired professional wrestlers in the game from the 80s and 90s era. So there's going to probably be a lot of fun Easter eggs throughout the game. Another pro is the dialogue. Guys, this game is hilarious. Like, one of the NPCs makes fun of your main character, Randy Santos, for wearing a blanket when it's very clearly a poncho. The humor is just really funny. It's pretty creative. It does sort of remind me of the humor you would see in Super Mario RPG or the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, that whole series, Paper Mario. Like, it's just good, funny, clever humor that literally makes you laugh out loud. And I've laughed out loud a number of times playing this game. So that's one thing that I've really enjoyed so far, is the dialogue. Another pro for the game is there's tons of special moves, and the special moves in this game are called gimmicks, and you have so many. I swear, like, after you level up, you seriously see like so many different gimmicks, like new special moves. Like, for instance, Randy Santos's first special move that he has is called the South of the Border Stunner, which again, that's very clearly the Stone Cold Stunner. Very cool. Tons of special moves. I mean, like, you're gonna have to use all of them so you can see them, because there's literally like a long list of all the special moves that you have in the game. You can also do tag team moves with the other characters in your party that are really cool. They're very funny. They're very creative. The whole move set when you're in the middle of battles is very cool. Another thing that I thought was really cool, I wouldn't necessarily call it a pro, but I can very clearly tell that the designers are old school gamers. For example, there's an item that you can equip to one of the female characters called the Belmonte purse, and the description says an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and some garlic a day keeps ... It's very clearly a reference to Castlevania and the Belmonts. So I thought that was really cool, and that just gave me a good feeling like, yo, these guys are old school gamers. They get it. They're making this 2D RPG with 80s, 90s wrestlers. Like, this is really cool. This is a good mashup, and it sounds like they got the right developers on this game. So there you have it, guys. Those are my first thoughts on WrestleQuest. I'm really enjoying myself. I think if you guys like wrestling and you like RPGs, this game is kind of a no-brainer. You're going to really enjoy it. I myself, I'm looking forward to getting back to the game, because this is a 40 to 50 hour adventure, and we got a lot of video games coming out, so I'm excited to get back to this and make sure I stay on track so I can start playing games like Sea of Stars and Starfield next week. So again, guys, thank you for tuning in. As always, look for the full review, hopefully in the next 4 to 5 days when I finish this adventure. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Have a great day. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Over here to the left, you can see all my social media. I do all my video game live streaming over on Twitch at ThunderSteve85. Once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. And remember, you're never too old to play video games.